Somehow, some way, the New York Knicks storm back from down 20 points in the third quarter to win the game against the Boston Celtics. 108-105. On today's show, I'm going to tell you why the Knicks were able to win this game and why I believe the Knicks can win this series. If you're fired up about the Game 1 win, being up 1-0 in this series, go down right now, hit that thumbs up icon. Our goal on today's video is to get to 1,000 likes. If you love the Knicks, but you hate the Celtics, hit that thumbs up icon. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for being here. And damn, it feels good to be up 1-0. Let's dive into it. My number one takeaway following the Game 1 win is the Knicks can win this series. There was not a single NBA analyst out there that chose the Knicks to beat the Boston Celtics. The Celtics entered this series as minus 900, one of the biggest favorites we have seen in the second round of the playoffs. But that is why you play the games. And the Knicks, they're up 1-0. And it's a race to 4 wins, and they're 3 wins away. Another major takeaway from me is if the Knicks can just keep these games close into the fourth quarter, in the second half, or they go to overtime, that is a major advantage for the New York Knicks. I'm not going to call the Boston Celtics front runners, but I thought it was very clear through Game 1 and pretty clear throughout this postseason. The New York Knicks are just a more mentally tough team. They execute better down the stretch for a lot of different reasons. One being they play a lot more close games down the stretch than the Boston Celtics. And a way to be good in the clutch is to have gone through the fire. And the Knicks did that time and time again this season. We have already seen this postseason. The Knicks have had a really good amount of success in the clutch. A clutch game is considered any time a score is within 5 points in the final 5 minutes of the game. The Knicks have already played in 6 of those games, and they are 4-2, where the Boston Celtics have played in 3, and they are 1-2. I get it, a very small sample size. I just think the Knicks are a little bit more battle-tested. Yes, the Boston Celtics are the reigning NBA champs, but they pretty much had a cakewalk through the playoffs last year. And I think down the stretch, there are still questions about their leaders being mentally tough. Cough, cough, Jayson Tatum. Tibbs had this team prepped for last night. This is why you play Jalen Brunson sometimes 45 minutes in a game. And you sometimes play Mikal Bridges 48 minutes in a game. Because when Bridges is entering his 51st minute in a ball game, he's able to track down and stay on the hip of Jaylen Brown and make a game-sealing steal. That's why you play all those minutes. That's why you play all those tight games. Tom Thibodeau, salute to you. You had your team ready to rock and roll. I wanted to go to this picture here to kind of just try to put some color in the picture that was painted last night. NBA teams to win a playoff game in overtime despite being down 15-plus points at halftime. It's a long list. The New York Knicks in Game 1 against Boston, and that's it. And that's it. The New York Knicks were built for a moment like last night to fight, to claw, and to never say die. Major shout out to Tibbs. Major shout out to this team and the leaders of this team. And the New York Knicks deserve a lot of credit for what happened. Also, we got to talk about OG Anobi. And we got to talk about Mikal Bridges. I didn't really have a catchy catchphrase for this. It was really just OG effing Anunoby and Mikal effing Bridges. That's why you give OG $200 million. That's why you trade the control of 6 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. So when you play the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, you can go toe-to-toe. And OG deserves a lot of credit. I know we're going to talk about Bridges, and everyone wants to talk about Bridges. But holy smokes. Anunoby with the clutchest 29 points of his life. Shoots 50% from the field. Shoots 6 of 11 from downtown. It seems like any time the New York Knicks needed a bucket, OG Anunoby was there. He had a steal as well. Mikal Bridges, 3 steals and 2 blocks. Wasn't great on the offensive end, but he had a clutch 3 in overtime that somehow bounced off the backboard from the corner, and he made the play of the day, ripping the ball away from Jaylen Brown. Major shout out to the wings for the New York Knicks. They outplayed the wings of the Boston Celtics. Like, both these guys struggled. Jaylen Brown goes 1 of 10 from 3. Jayson Tatum goes 4 of 15 from downtown. Jayson Tatum turned the ball over 5 times. Brown turned it over 2 times. And a large reason why is the defense that Mikal Bridges and OG Anobi played. Steve Popper with some juice on OG saying, quote, he was a demon defensively. Not just when guarding Tatum. The Celtics' numbers with OG as the primary defender are something. And you see the numbers on screen. He did not let them get comfortable. The Celtics shot a combined 6 of 32, which is 18% in game 1, when they were either guarded by Anunoby or Mikal Bridges. And when they were guarded solely by Anunoby, the Celtics were held to 2 of 18. That is unreal. Anunoby put together one of the best defensive performances you will ever see from an individual. 2 of 18 when he was the primary defender. Horford couldn't score on him. White couldn't score on him. Brown couldn't score on him. Holiday couldn't score on him. And Porzingis had a tummy ache, so he couldn't play in the second half. If the Knicks want to continue to stack W's and they want to get to 4 before the Boston Celtics do, Anunoby and Bridges will need to go toe-to-toe with Tatum and Brown for the remainder of this series. I'm not saying they have to outplay them. Please do. We all would enjoy that. But you got to be able to compete. And they did in that second half. And they really gave you the vision that they can go toe-to-toe with these two guys. Major shout-out to OG Anunoby. Major shout-out to Mikal Bridges. You guys are in competition for my Game 1 game ball. It was all fun in point 1 and point 2. But in every win, you can always be better. And the Knicks can be way better. Because Karl Anthony Towns, you are much better than how you performed. I don't want to get up here and rip Karl Anthony Towns. I thought that the way he played, everyone that watched knows that he could have been better. But, brother, we need you, man. Like, we need you to win this series. I understand the raw counting stats don't look that bad. 14 points, 13 rebounds, shoots 46% from the field. Had a major tip-in overtime. The Knicks do not win that game if he does not clean up the miss that Jalen Brunson had. But Towns, you were traded for to make an impact against Boston, to win the Eastern Conference. The way you played is not going to help them get there. And Karl, you cannot let Al Horford defend you like that. You cannot let Al Horford outplay you like that. Cat was 1 of 5 when defended by Horford. 0 of 1 from 3. He was forced into 2 turnovers. Also was blocked 1 time. Karl Anthony Towns, we need you to be better, brother. Simply put, you're much better than this. Find a way to find a way. I do think the Knicks can do a better job of putting Towns in better spots to be effective. Not everything has to be a catch 30 feet from the basket where he's got to be a dribble drive player. How about a deep paint touch? We saw that early in the game, and then he got kind of screwed by the NBA refs because they were calling ticky-tack fouls. But when he got those deep post-ups, he was able to score against Brown. He was able to score against Tatum. You need to play with your back to the basket a little bit more, and I want to see more pick and pops. Not everything needs to be a catch, rip through 1-2, and slowly try to get your way to the lane. Play to your strengths. I still don't think anyone can guard you, but you got to go and prove it. Another thing that the Knicks can improve on is their perimeter defense. I understand that the Boston Celtics missed a lot of threes, and the New York Knicks deserve a lot of credit for the way and the shots that they were able to force the Boston Celtics into taking. And a major credit to Tom Thibodeau. The Knicks switched a lot more on defense than they had way more in prior games this season. And I thought that really attributed to the Celtics taking shots that the Knicks wanted them to take instead of shots the Celtics wanted them to take. 15 of 60 for 3. 63s. That's how Boston plays. That's what they did in game 1 of the regular season. They made 28 threes, which might have been an NBA record at the time. It's a make or miss league. They did not make them. No doubt about it. But I also want to put something to bed. The NBA tracking data says NBA tracking scored 56 of Boston's 63 pointers as open or better, 4+ feet of space from the nearest defender. The Celtics shot 29.2%, 7 of 24 on wide open threes, down from 40.7% on those shots in regular season. And the Celtics shot 21.9% on open threes, down from 35% in the regular season. I watched that game last night. I watched it again when I got back to the house. And I watched it again this morning. I don't give a shit what NBA tracking says. 56 threes for the Boston Celtics were not open. They were not. The Knicks controlled the shots that the Boston Celtics got. If you're telling me the Celtics shot 56 open threes, you're lying. Because anyone that watched that game and didn't let some computer in Secaucus, New York, tell them that 56 of the 63s were open, knows that the Knicks controlled the way that the Celtics got their shots up. I understand that the Celtics missed a lot of shots too. It's the playoffs. Those shots don't fall as easily, especially when you're choking away a 20-point lead. The Knicks deserve a lot of credit. Tom Thibodeau deserves a lot of credit. There's also a major difference in an open three compared to an open three with someone closing out like Josh Hart who wants to tear your face off. Those shots may be open with 4 feet of space, but when OG and Bridges and Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns, who did a good job in ISO defense, 1 of 8 when the Celtics attacked him, it is much different getting a shot up over a contest, even if it's deemed open. Step back threes, we want you to take that, Boston. Shots from 30-plus feet, we want you to take that. Too many catch and shoot open threes, I 100% agree. Are the Celtics going to shoot this worse bad again? Hopefully, but probably not. The Knicks need to improve better on defense when it comes to limiting the shot quality, like they did, but also the quantity. I don't want Boston shooting 63s. They're the best team in the NBA at doing it. Let's not play with fire. We got to talk about one person coming up in a little bit. You know who I'm talking about. But get your Knicks Now Real One shirts today. Chatsports.com/RealKnicks. Blue, black. Get it now for the playoff run. That link will be clickable down in the comments and the description of today's show. Let's go, Knicks. And Jalen Brunson, man. Anytime you need someone to win the game, it's Brunson. Unfortunately, he missed the push shot to win it, the easiest shot of his career. But, man, how many step-back threes from that right wing did he hit in that fourth quarter? 3 of them is the answer, Marshall. 3 of them. Time and time again, Brunson did it. 5 of 9 from 3. We talked about keys to victory for the Knicks in the playoffs was Jalen Brunson knocking down his threes. He did not do that in the prior 2 postseason runs with the New York Knicks, but he did it last night, and he is doing things now on the offensive end that we have never seen. I want to read just a couple of tweets from Tommy Beer. Jalen Brunson has scored 77 points in the fourth quarter this season. That's 31 points more than any other player in the NBA. Remarkably, Brunson ranks just 12th in total fourth quarter minutes. The captain is just the 3rd player in the past 30 years to score 75-plus fourth quarter points over the first 7 games of a postseason, joining 2 players, a man by the name of Kobe Bryant and a man by the name of Stephen Curry. What Jalen Brunson is doing is unreal. He's the 2nd best player in the NBA right now, and I'm not going to argue that with anybody. Major shout out to the captain, kept this game close, and when he had to hit big shots, he did. An unbelievable game for the Knicks. Couple of things they have to improve on. Taking care of the basketball. Yes, you won the turnover battle, 12 turnovers to 13, but a couple of those turnovers came late for the Boston Celtics. You also need to do a better job of rebounding. You got out-rebounded by 10. More importantly, they out-rebounded you on the offensive glass by 7. If you lose the turnover battle and you lose the rebound battle, you're not going to win many games in this series. Because I don't think the Boston Celtics are going to shoot 15 to 60 again. I'm hoping and praying they do, but the numbers and just the analytics and just the momentum and data tells you it's not going to happen. There's been a lot of ways that I could have said the Knicks could not win this game without. And we're probably 13 minutes into this video. Miles McBride could have been mentioned a lot earlier. Josh Hart gets into foul trouble early on in this ballgame. Banks 2 big-time threes in that first quarter, keeping the team alive, keeping the team afloat. McBride really struggled against the Detroit Pistons. But, man, he showed up and showed out when his number was called in the biggest moment of the season. Deuce, salute to you. You did great on defense, I thought, flying around the perimeter. I'm selfish and greedy. I need more. We need more Deuce McBride. You played your tail off. Salute to you, too. Mitchell Robinson. You did a great job in the fourth quarter contesting a Jayson Tatum three. That was major. Can you make a free throw? Can you please make a free throw? You're going to play yourself. You're going to shoot yourself from the free throw line out of this series if you cannot play. Because the Boston Celtics are going to continue to hack-a-shack you. And if you can't make free throws, you can't play. And the Knicks need you. And they need you to play. And they need you to play the way you can play for them to win this series. We love you, Mitch. But please, please, I hope you're shooting free throws right now. Come on. Long way to go. Long way to go. Heck of a start. It's not the first to one. It's not the first to two. It's not the first to three. It's the first to four. But you stole one in the Garden. Unbelievable. A lot to be happy about. A lot to be proud about. But a lot of things that you could improve on and go and win this series. Like your three-point defense. Like Karl Anthony Towns stepping up. Need both those things. How about we go steal game two? How about you go steal game two? The Celtics are stunned. They didn't think the Knicks could compete. They just choked away a 20-point lead. They're doubting themselves. You heard it in the postgame press conference. Jayson Tatum and Joe Mazzulla are blaming the refs. Jaylen Brown is saying we're shooting too many threes. Self-doubt is creeping in their head. Put them in the fucking dirt. Make sure you are following me on Twitter. I'm on it. I'm here. I'm there at @MarshallGreen_. Let's go, man. I'm fired up, baby.